Hey, welcome live chatters. This is Douglas Bloch. It is, excuse me, December 6th, 2020. My God, it took forever to get this through this year and yet it went by all too quickly. Welcome to your 194th live video stream. And well, it's 12:03. I don't see anybody popping up yet. Interesting. Well, maybe just take a deep breath and see what's going on. Here we are. Tejak Moniker, hello from India. VC, thank you for the kind words that you gave me on my new video. Appreciate it. Hey, James D, hi. Jason Klula, of course, in the UK, our regular, with his donations and his jokes. Ishmael Gurley, I don't know how to pronounce that, if I pronounce that correctly, but I haven't seen you before. Texas Angel, yes. Thank you, Texas Angel. I forwarded your email to my friend Beth. She's got some good information for you on the neuro retraining program. Rachel, nice to see you. Shirley K from Florida, of course. Lorida, Lorita. I like how you did that. All right, well, Peter Shields from the European Union. So yesterday, Saturday, December 5th, I uploaded the first episode of my audiobook, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, right here. For the first time in my existence. Oh, Vancouver Island, nice to see you, David Anthony Burton and Terry Murray. Anyway, this book, which I wrote in 1998, was published in the year 2000, has now been converted to an audiobook. And although it won't be officially published until January of 2021. Hey, Chom Shums, nice to see you. Tony Issue, Lori Buckman, very nice. Anyway, you saw and loved it. Well, you actually listened to it. Hey, Moana. Anyway, I've decided to give you YouTube fans, because you've been so loyal and so generous with your donations, a preview, a serialization of this book, one chapter per week or one episode per week. Anyway, so I know you heard it. Yeah, great. Written on it, but every word still is true today, of course. Are you kidding me? Everything that Shakespeare wrote is true today. Did I get the joke? What joke? It must have come and gone really quickly. Okay, I'm a checker. Can you help me? No, that wasn't it. I guess you'll have to repeat the joke. It went right by me. Oh, Melissa Duncanson, nice to see you. Haven't heard you before. Who else? Kevin Wilson, Shirley. I wonder where Lazy Eye Ranch is, and also I sent a copy of this this video to what's her name, Madeline Roy, because she loves audiobooks. Well, you can't listen to this in your book, Texas Angel. It's up. Look. See, there it is, right there, episode 1. And I'm going to basically play you the first 10 seconds of the introduction right now, as soon as we get enough people. £10, thank you. The guy who invented predicted text, passed away. Restaurant in peace. I'm not quite sure I got that. Anyway, how's the weather? Overcast, but quite mild. Yes, the forest is beautiful, isn't it? Anthony also won't make it today? Well, it's okay. There's always next week. Hey, Lagai, you did make it from Canada. Woohoo! You must have set your alarm, right? I hope. Hey, Madeline. 5.5 sober, 2 to 3 meetings a day, 40 mils of Prozac. It's a miracle, making up for lost life. Not accomplish anything in depression. Life is not dress rehearsal. Madeline, or Madge, did you get the email I sent you with the new video, since you are really wanting to listen to audiobooks? So you got it, I hope. Okay, yes, the forest is cool. Abhishek Raskar, where are you from in India? Tejas, I could use a really good support system, as we could. So what's going on? Autocorrector from rest to restaurant. There you have it. Okay, so connection, right? We're in COVID, right? We're in December. Cases are surging. 2,500 people a day are dying in the United States, and people are isolated. I definitely sent it, Madeline Maroy. Well, just go to my channel. It's there. It just was uploaded yesterday, but I will send it. Uh, 16 audiobooks. And what is 16? Oh, there's 16 chapters, not audiobooks. They're only about 7 to 30 minutes long. Anyway, what else can we say? Let's look for a joke. Shall we? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a... Of course, I've said this many times. Who was the knight that invented the round table? Was it Sir Gawain? Was it Sir Lancelot? No, it was circumference. And of course, what is a math teacher's favorite dessert? Well, it's pie, of course. And why was the vampire fired from the blood bank? Let's try it again. Why was the vampire fired from the blood bank? He was caught drinking on the job. Yep, can't do that at the blood bank, can you? Hey, Susan Jones, nice to see you. Yes, Tejas Monaker says she's from Maharashtra. Hey, Richard Hopp, nice to see you too. All right, nobody laughed at that joke, so anyone else got a joke? Or a donation, that would be helpful. So what's going on, live chatters? What are you going through now? It's December. It's the Christmas season. Are you feeling the Holy Spirit, or is this COVID thing just too much of a drag? Yes, Abhishek, I probably didn't respond to you because he gets 60 to 70 emails a day. Oh, he sucked as in the vampire. Got it. Very good. Thank you. So last week people were putting up their email addresses because we're doing an email list where people can email each other in between the sessions, in between the live chats, so you can keep it going. And so I have about 15 email addresses. If anyone wants to add their name to the list, you can do it today. And then I'm going to send out a first email introducing you to each other, although you've already known each other because you're here. All right. So Abhishek and Tejas are exchanging addresses. That's great. It's all about support. My psychiatrist said the SSRI antidepressant probably never worked because I was drinking and using it. That's probably a very good statement. Thanks, Mark's Killed Wrestling. I appreciate your kind words. And hey, Moana just left her email address. If I can only get this thing to, yeah, there it is. So when we get to about 70 or 80 viewers, let me know, because at that point, I'm going to play you the very beginning of this introduction, those of you who haven't heard it. Can I use GABA for anxiety, says Zihar. Yeah, some people can. Absolutely. But you should always talk to your doctor before you even take things that are non-prescription. Warm greetings, Shirley. Kay, you're so kind for the nice welcome. I miss being here too. Glad to be back, and that you're here too. Yes, Susan. I guess, are you still doing teaching remotely? You must be. Most schools in America are shut down. So Abhishek Raskar is asking me to add his email. So there you have it. I'm just going ahead, taking a screenshot. No problem. Yes, I hope you guys with this email list can stay in touch during the week. When I was running live support groups here in Portland, that's what people did. I sent them partners, and they would talk, check in, sometimes even go out for lunch together. Danielle, I was going to call you today. I just saw Joan Osteen live sermon. I thought of you in Houston. You're making good money, but your mom isn't handling widowhood and retirement well. I can understand you. She just lost her husband. That's a big shock. Okay, Abhishek went ahead and put his email on there. That's good. Anywhere from Noah? No, thank you, Taco Platter, for your $5 Canadian. We can count on you like gold, right? Anything to say? How's your depression going, Taco? Are you still in recovery? I hope so. But you know that depression is a chronic relapsing condition. We're getting a lot of people from the Middle East giving their names, or from India. Robert Jenkins, you've appeared with your normal $20 or your weekly $20 donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been doing quite well the last 2 weeks, which actually surprises you. I'm letting the thoughts fall away without me paying any medication. The medication helping a lot. Thank you, Danielle. I love your Akasha. Is that like in the Akashic Records? Thank you. Do you want your email address added to this list? But thank you from Houston. I'm still going to go down and see Joe Osteen. We can go together. What a production he puts on. Oh my God. Are there any good non-benzos for anxiety? There's something called Buspar, B-U-S-P-A-R, that has been around forever. You should definitely talk to your doctor about it. Okay, your email doesn't send but receives messages. Okay, Lisa, well, at least people can talk to you. Lisa and I have had a lot of conversations. She just lives right across the border in Canada. Chom's, I did not quit my job after all. Having a place to go and do something has actually been really good for my mental health. Of course, it's physical. That's really good. Bruxism means grinding your teeth. I hope you can get that handled. Danielle, what's going on? I travel a lot for work and might end up in your area, but never in the winter. Well, it's not even that cold here. What type of work do you do these days? Before you were kind of helping, caregiving people who are older. Okay, Tejas just added his email address. Very good. You've been taking Buspar for several years and it's very effective. Okay, Anne, did you hear that? Who asked about, I think, what did someone asked about a non-benzo anti-anxiety, and I think Anne C said it was working for her. Here. Brandy Legg, your question was answered by Ann C, taking Buspar, B-U-S-P-A-R. Maybe you guys can email each other about that. 15 minutes after the hour, 43 degrees and cloudy in Portland, high of 49. What's going to go on tomorrow when I bike ride? Aha. Cloudy on Monday, rain on Tuesday, rain on Wednesday, rain on Thursday, and rain on Friday. Well, rain on Saturday. Rain on Sunday, rain on Monday, rain on Tuesday. Oh my God, we're finally getting the rain. Well, Monday it is. Tomorrow I'm cycling. Come hell or high water. All right. Julia Gilbertson wants her name added. Wow, we're going to have at least 25 people on this list. All right. Hey, Dhruv Gautam, nice to see you here. Lazy Ranch, check out hydroxyzine. It's prescription, but non-habit forming. You're right. I didn't realize that. Thank you for that bit of information. You're on Wellbutrin, but not the other. Yes, I'm on Wellbutrin too. You break my teeth from grinding even with a mouth guard? Wow. Maybe you could, well, I don't know. Maybe there's some way you could give yourself a post-hypnotic suggestion, or at least go to someone who deals with maybe a dentist and a psychologist for anxiety. Douglas, your home sounds like England with the weather. I live in Oregon, Pacific Northwest. Very, very similar. I think it's about the same, isn't it? We get 37 inches of rain a year. What do you get in wherever you live in the UK? Inspiring words from Northern England, or on the sea, Cornwall. I managed to get a 50-pound rubbery, Kelly Burns, there it is. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Thank you for sharing your audiobook. Are you going to sell the complete audiobook when it's complete? I really like Jacob's voice. His real name isn't Jacob, but yes, it's going to be on Audible, Amazon, and Apple sometime I'm hoping to sell and live off live my retirement off the royalties. No, that's not true. I won't make a whole lot of money, but this is not the point, right? It's never been the point. The point has been the mission. The point is being the mental health ministry. The point is helping people all over the world, because there's a lot of people suffering. Unfortunately, God, the universe, my higher power has taken very good care of me during these 72 years. My doctor told me not to take the C virus vaccine. I have chronic illness, weak immune system. Respect to all, you'll feel differently. What do you say? Well, your doctor is your guide, right? And it does kind of get you sick, and you have to basically fight it off yourself, which is how you develop the immunity. But if you have a weak immune system, it could be problematic. I mean, what I say is talk to medical people and get their opinion. And it looks like your doctor thinks you should hold off for a while. Yes, when is this vaccine going to come out? We desperately need it in America. Oh my God, 2,500 people a day. That's a lot, isn't it? Anyway, did I answer your question, Kelly Burns? And thank you so much for your wondrous, generous donation. But how could you send me $30? I thought you live in the United Kingdom. Don't they do pounds over there? Texas Angel, did you get my... I'm going to send you Beth's email so she can talk to you about the dynamic neural retraining. My dentist made me a special night guard on the hard on the outside and soft liner. It hasn't broken yet. Well, maybe you should talk to that gal and refer your dentist. Is it always pacifying down? I'm not quite sure what that means. Keep off social media. Take Gaba to such sweet people on Douglas's chat. Well, you know what they say, like attracts like. Pride goeth before the fall, right? Peter, I shouldn't brag about my gentleness. I know I was going to a real ghetto clinic and that's all they would prescribe. But then I found Dr. Stahlbranch and she's an angel. Well, great. See, finding a good prescriber is everything. 12:19 at half past the hour. I'm going to go ahead and play the introduction of my audiobook. To those of you who haven't heard it, I hope it will inspire you to go directly to my homepage of my channel and play or listen to or watch the video that was downloaded yesterday or published yesterday on December 5th. Joke. Oh, you're from Texas. Well, there you have it. That explains everything. Well, Texas, God, you got Ann C. from Oklahoma, and you got Texas Angel, and you got Danielle from Houston. You guys should all get together somewhere. All right. Danielle shows your email address. That's cool. So someone was saying something interesting. And what was it? Keep off social media. You got the flu from the vaccine? Wow. Medical anxiety for Brandy, Shirley K. I get sick from almost every vaccination. Yeah, some people don't respond to it. Oh, where do dogs go after their tails fall off? The retail store. That was beyond horrible. Thank you. I have to come up with something just as bad. Oh. What did the duck say when she bought some new and a very expensive lipstick? What'd she say to the clerk? Put it on my bill. How's that? All right. How do you make a tissue dance? I don't know. Put a little boogie on it. Yes, I'm very glad about Robert's progress. He was really in a downward spiral, but you know what I say? Here's what I say. What goes down must come up. This is from our former live chatter, Julie Hayes, from The Ashes I Rise. 5 nervous breakdowns for me, 5 recoveries. Madeline Roy, how many relapses have you had on alcohol and how many recoveries have you had? And now you're doing well. So never give up. Human beings are resilient. The nervous system is resilient. The body is resilient. Our soul is resilient. We can take a lot. Human beings are tough, and we do have something within us that strives towards health and wholeness. And I think part of it is our spiritual nature. So there you have it. Thales, nice to hear from you from Brazil. I don't see. Kyle Bailey is on vacation. He's traveling with relatives, so we won't see him today. Love it when you laugh at a joke. Have I laughed at any jokes? I guess so. The Roaring Twenties came after the Spanish flu pandemic and Great Depression. No. The Roaring Twenties were in the 20s and the Great Depression was in the 30s. But the Roaring Twenties definitely came out after the 1918 pandemic. 100 years ago. Can I buy books in the hardbound or spiral-bound version? They're in neither version, Madeline. They're in paperback version. They're like a regular paperback, my books are. You know what a paperback is. It's called Perfect Binding. Yeah, go to Amazon.com, right? All I have to do is say, go to amazon.com and type in Douglas Bloch. So, Madeline, my books are paperback and they're on Kindle and now they're an audiobook. What do you call a fake duck doctor? What do you call a fake duck doctor? Fake duck doctor. Wow, that's Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A quack. All right. We got 80 people here. Let's see if we can make it to 100 before I unveil the introduction. Heather Caldwell. I love the name Heather. I love it. I love it. David Anthony, I won't even repeat that. It was so bad. This too shall pass. Absolutely. Brand new can I purchase these books? Yes, of course. You can also go to my brand new website. I created a website for people who are in despair and who are feeling suicidal. I've been there, and here it is, right here. Randy, if you email me, I can send you a link, but here it is right here. www.survivingsuicidalpain.com. Anybody who's feeling desperate or is, having thoughts of self-harm, this is the place you should go, among other places, of course. And of course, there's the, National Suicide Prevention Helpline, which I will gladly give you the number. 1-800-273-8255 if you are in suicide. All right. What other questions do we have? Oh, we all get stuff wrong, that's why pencils have erasers and PCs have backspace button. But in the old days, many, many centuries ago when I was writing, we only had pen and pencil. And I found that writing with a broken pencil was pointless. Don't you think writing with a broken pencil is pointless? I do. My health anxiety is the highest ever. I need help. Well, Nancy, Lucy Lou, I understand there are people who can help. Have you gone to a psychologist or therapist who specializes in health anxiety? It's definitely a form of anxiety, and it's really tough to deal with. Shirley K. Hannah, I heard from some psych person online that when we wake up, our cortisol spikes. That's true. It's a stress hormone. True, and then you feel normal at night. That's why people with anxiety like me, worse in the morning is that it goes on, you calm down. That's your daily rhythms of cortisol. Susan Jones, I'm sure you can buy GABA at any health food store. If they don't carry it, then they can order it for you. It's a very common supplement. My leukemia, Lucy, does that mean you're having anxiety about leukemia? What did the prescriptivist Al say? Whom? Don't understand that joke. Sarmhead Halabi. Hello, Douglas. I've always been a big fan. Listen to your videos. Hope you and all accept me as a member, I guess. Let's not forget to hit the like button to support this great community. Sarmed from Virginia. All right, Sarmed. How's the weather there? How do you get out of being stuck in fear? Excellent question. A lot of people are stuck in fear. What has 4 tires and flies a garbage trunk? Very good. I like that, Tejas. So the way you get out of being stuck in fear is you say, whatever comes my way, I can handle it, right? I can handle whatever comes my way, because the greatest fear is the fear of not being able to cope. So if you believe that you could cope with anything that came down the pike, your fear would go down. And also, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward in spite of it. So courage and support. I'll tell you a really classic book, been around forever. I knew the author quite well, by Susan Jeffers. It's called Fear the Fear. I'm sure that some people have read this book. I think it sold 1 million copies. She was a sweet gal, Susan Jeffers. She died of cancer, as we all must someday, I'm afraid. I like your joke, Taos. Anyway, anyone read that book, Fear the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers? A great, great book. Whatever comes my way, I can handle it. The greatest fear is the fear of not being able to cope. It's actually the fear of not being able to cope. 93 people watching. Fear is all consuming. Remember, Malcolm Spinks, nice to see you. Remember what they said in the Core Miracles? There's only two emotions, fear and love, right? I wish I could read, I don't have it here, the introduction of a course. Anybody read the Course in Miracles besides me? Hey, Giselle Allegrini, I love your name. I love your name. I love your name. Yeah, you should look into that book. It's on Amazon. It's a really popular book. AGH, nice to see you. Most suffering is fear best. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Question, Doug, whenever I get up, I feel so anxious and low, but I'm able to carry myself throughout later in the day. Why such hopelessness once I get my eyes in the morning? It's the cycle of depression and anxiety. Cortisol, a stress hormone, spikes when you get up and goes down as you go through the day. That's why I have a wonderful video whose name I stole from a tremendous man. It's called, and here's the video I'd like you to see. It's called Depression Hates a Moving Target. One of the videos I'm most proud of, and it wasn't even my idea, of course. I wish I could remember his name. Mark Hennick. God, I have a good memory. He's a guy on YouTube. You should listen to Mark Hennick. I think it's Henick. Did a TED Talk on suicide prevention. It may be one end or two ends. I'm not quite sure. So, depression hates a moving target. If you can get up, if you can just force yourself to do things, even if you feel crummy, as the day goes on, you'll start to feel better. All right, 91 people watching. It's 1/2 after the hour. Oh, hope for things 65. I'm not trying to be negative, Douglas, but what if you've tried over and over again, truly cannot do it anyway because of the depression? Well, I understand. Then you need to get into what's called treatment, right? Psychotherapy, antidepressants, some cases more radical things like ECT. If you write me, I will send you this chart, Healing from Depression and Anxiety, Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood, Boost Your Psychological Immune System. But if the depression is really bad, then it needs medical intervention, like drugs or sometimes something called TMS or ECT. So what I would say is if you're that depressed, put yourself under the care of a good psychiatrist or a good psychotherapist. It is treatable, but when you're really, really down, it's really hard to see it. All right. So, again, a 22-year journey. Major depressive episode, 1996-97, went down into the pit, thought I was never going to make it, suicidal every day for 9 months. I was healed in a prayer circle, and I wrote a book, a memoir about it. And here is the beginning of the introduction read by a guy from Australia. You can listen to the first 30 seconds of it. He has an amazing voice. And again, this is presented free on this channel.
Teddy Roosevelt. Introduction. Anyone who survives the test is obliged to tell their story. Elie Wiesel, author and Nazi concentration camp survivor. This is the story of one man's descent into hell. I have written it for myself and for others, as well as their loved ones and caregivers, who find themselves in a similar predicament. The inferno in which I dwelled was not an external hell. I was not lost at sea, nor was I a prisoner of war. The enemies were not out there. Rather, the prison camp resided in my own mind. I suffered from the hell of a major depression. The roots of this depression extended far back in my family history.
So there you are. What do you think of his voice? Pretty amazing, huh? Pretty amazing. Nothing to fear itself. That was Franklin Roosevelt. But anyway, yes, he did say that. That was Franklin Roosevelt. So, what do you think of his voice? Well written, yes. Well, I just come out of a life-death situation. So there's his voice, a beautiful voice. He read the thing beautifully. ACT did nothing for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but we got to try things. And if that doesn't work, you try something else. All right. Now I'm going to catch up on some of the stuff that you guys wrote. Yes, some days you let your overthinking consume you and lay in bed. That's why you got to get out of bed. Absolutely. Can negative social media interaction harm the brain? Anything negative can harm the brain. Absolutely. Okay. Douglas, what if you're so afraid of taking medication because of side effects? Well, talk to your doctor. You can start in very low doses, and not all medication has side effects. Oh, Marianne Williamson. I love listening to her speak. People laugh when she ran for president. No, I didn't laugh. I thought she had a lot of good things to say. So, I need help, says someone. This looks like it's Arabic writing. Well, if you need help, please reach out to your nearest mental health professional or doctor, and there is help out there. I'm happy to announce that I've been sober for 40 days, not in a row or anything, just total. All right? Yes. Anyway, nobody said a comment about this guy's voice. Oh, well. And Texas Angel, it looks like she's putting on my email address. I really like the introduction to your book. Okay, there's one person. Easy listening, comforting. Thank you. Hi, I have a question. When I try not to procrastinate, I feel mental fatigue and exhaustion. Should I still keep going, or is it better to stop? Well, yes, beautiful voice, love his voice. Okay, you guys did have some comments. Well, usually I find I push through the procrastination, and when I write down my goals and I set them, they're much more easy to complete. If you're having a hard time, you might want to hire a coach or go to a regular therapist. Soothing voice, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sexy voice. He's also sexy. His picture is very sexy too. Yes, he's a wonderful person. I survived for my pets when I was suicidal, says Lazy Eye Ranch. I couldn't leave my beloved kids behind, so no one would love them like I do. Guess what? Lazy Eye Ranch, I have a video coming out in 2 weeks called Your Pets Can Keep You Here. Take it from my new book. It's all about the power of pets to give people connection and hope and to keep them safe. So Lazy Eye Ranch, I'm going to dedicate this video to you. $12.36. Malcolm Spinks, I went to see my mother today. She's a major cause of my depression. She's still very negative. She always has been. I hate to see it, but she's a pretty useless parent emotionally. Well, sometimes parents can't be the support we need. But, we have to, do our best to be there for them while taking care of ourselves and setting boundaries. You love his voice? Yes, beautiful voice. Yes, God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. Yes, I love that from Timothy. Love the metaphor of the imprisonment. I originally said concentration camp, but my editor said that Jewish people like myself, some would be very triggered by that. But it really was like being in a mental concentration camp when I was severely depressed. So it's a horrible thing to be in. Oh, I love that joke, GPH. A priest is driving over. When a policeman pulls him over, he smells alcohol and asks, "What have you been drinking?" "Water," says the priest. And then what I heard is the policeman looks at us. "It doesn't smell water. It smells like wine." And then the preacher says, "Well, good Lord, he's done it again." Yes, that's a very funny joke. Very, very funny joke. Yes, Julia, that is the book being read. Yeah, the book being read is this book right here, which you can get on Amazon. It's also contained in my book, Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to Better Mood. It's the first part of this book. So this book or that book, you can basically get, you can read it. I find it's nice to read something and then listen to it on tape. Okay. What else do people have to say? We haven't had a donation in a while. This is a love offering channel. It costs me time and money to put these videos up and be here. And I don't know when the last friggin'... Well, there you have it. I can't even find it. Here we are. Edward Steiner, thank you. I almost missed you and forgot to acknowledge you. He always has good jokes. Let's see what he has today. Stopped by a roadside stand that said, lobster tails, $2. I paid my $2 and he says, once upon a time there was this lobster. Yes, I've heard that. Very good. That's the second time I've heard it, but it's worth screenshotting. Thank you. Edward, your jokes never fail to make me laugh. Edward does have a copy of the book when going through Hell Don't Stop. I think I signed it for him, actually. Oh, Deegan is snuggling against you. Yes, well, you will really like this video about pets. I think they're amazing. Look at Bruce. Shirley K. Me too. Loneliness from isolation due to the pandemic is really doing a number on me and everybody else because human beings are hardwired for connection, right? Our brains. What does a young baby want to see? Not a beautiful picture, not, some animal, a human face. Right from the get-go, we are programmed to want to see a human face. Why? Because we are helpless until later in life. Without human contact, we die. We know that. Richard Hobb, 1999. What you have to share is priceless. Thank you so much, very much. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Richard. We have been in contact before, and thank you for your kind words. I think I can do better. Why don't I? Well, that's, Paul in the Bible said, the things I want to do, I don't do, and the things I don't want to do, I do. It's a, human nature, human struggle. Check out the 12-step group, Adult Children of Alcoholics. Their meetings are on Zoom. It addresses residual damage from parental influences. Yes, in a practical way. Absolutely. I know a lot of people have been to ACA. It's also ACOA, Adult Children of Alcoholics. I feel for you, Susan Jones. Yes, Susan's a lovely person. I'm trying to find out what she said. I can't be around my parents for too long or have contact with them. Yes. Well, look, I had to move from New York City to Portland, Oregon, 3,000 miles away because my mother was so critical. But since she's died, I feel a lot closer to her. And she really was a wonderful person. She was just, passing on to me the abuse she had as a child. She didn't know any better. And someone just donated $13.99. Thank you. Lagai, peace to everyone. Peace to you. I love your Canadian $13.99. And I know moving to a smaller place has affected you in what way? I mean, you've downsized. So how is life different now than when you were at your old place? I'd like to know. Hey, can you guys tell me, it says 555 playbacks. How can there be a playback when we're still on the air? And what does chat rate mean? 12? Maybe somebody can explain that to me. All right, let's take more questions and hear more of you. So this is just wonderful. I was running support groups for 20 years, and COVID came, and now I'm doing a virtual support group. Not quite as intimate as people sitting around my home, but still very, very, very rewarding because the whole idea of a support group is not me running anything. It's about people supporting each other, and that's what you guys are doing. Is there such a thing called Artists Anonymous? I actually had created that group in 1998 with a bunch of artist friends of mine. Yeah, singing is wonderful. There is something wrong with my brain. Emotionally, it has not developed correctly. Well, there's something called Dynamic Neural Brain Retraining Program that Texas Angel is going through. Maybe you guys can exchange email addresses. I hear it's very good. My best friend is using it. The brain can heal itself. Neuroplasticity, right? Who can tell me what this word means? Neuroplasticity. What does neuroplasticity mean? if one develops a lot of coping mechanisms, does fear diminish? Yes, it does, because when you know you can cope with things, you're less afraid of what's going to happen. Oh yeah, so I've had this website for 20 years. Beth Miller wants me to remind you. If I can find it, or I just have to, I can't quite find the piece of paper. No, let's try one more time. Have to better organize my pieces of paper. Well, it's not here. Anyway. Okay. I'm trying to find a good joke here, which I had. Here we are. Anyway, the web name is healingfromdepression.com, and it got a virus, so don't go anywhere near there. Yes, the brain's ability to adapt and change. That's what neuroplasticity is, absolutely. You can reprogram your mind, your brain. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, healingfromdepression.com. If I can go ahead and write it. Has been infected by a virus and is being repaired. So in about 2 weeks that site will be back up, but right now you can't get to it. So just wanted to let you know. Hope for things 65. How do you not give up? You just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I don't know if you had a stroke or not, but if you did, find out what you can do and do that, and then do things for your mental health independently. And what type of brain energy do you have, Hope for Things 65? They used to think that once you get a brain injury, physical or chemical, that would be that for life, but now they know that's not true. So yeah, I don't know, Hope for Things. I would go to a neurologist and see what he or she has to say, and also a good therapist. David Anthony Burton, the ability of the brain to form and reorganize the synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or experiencing or following an injury. That's a very, very good description of neuroplasticity. Good for you. You guys are very, very knowledgeable. So, I love to sing, but no one wants to hear that except my bird. He sings along. I have 2 bird songs he loves, and cheeps and whistles along. He's so cute I can hardly stand it. Interesting. This reminds me of an animal joke. My cat brings in a lot of fleas, but we got him flea medicine. But that reminds me, where do fleas buy their clothes? Anybody know? I mean, it gets cold here in Portland. They go to the flea market, of course. All right, my friend gave me that. Am I still on SSRIs? No, I took them twice and they put me in the hospital. I haven't been on SSRI in 5 years and will never go back to them. I keep reading that Trump is losing it mentally. Do you have any opinion on that? I don't really care. Maybe it's just karma happening. Well, this is not a political channel, but he certainly is acting irrationally. If you listen to his 46-minute speech. Anyway, someone just left, Pat Winter 20. Take regret as a life learning. I know it's easier said than done. That's absolutely true. Flea market, not Marky. All right. I love the way you guys are talking to each other. Remember that the brain heals from a stroke over a long time. Don't give up. Be kind to yourself. Of course, the trouble with Hope for Things 65 is that not everybody believes has a stroke, so it's a little bit more ambiguous. I highly recommend the Sadhguru YouTube channel. Not here to preach, but it helped me find the right answers. Yeah, Sadhguru that means truth, of course. And my wife likes to listen to channels like that, so I'll go ahead and I will screenshot it. Julia Gibertson, Dallas, yes, working is a distraction from intense emotional pain. It's better working, although sometimes it's hard to concentrate. Susan, I totally relate to what you wrote. I'm utterly scared for life emotionally by what I've been through with close family friends. I have compassion for them, but I'm broken. Well, you may be broken, but you can be put back together again. Remember, the brain can heal itself, can be rearranged. You can grow new nerve cells. Be right back. I have to take pills now. Yep. And yes, you are right, Pedar Shields. We are here to help each other. That's why we're on this planet, to love one another. That's it. And to grow in love and wisdom. Oh, so here it is, the purpose of life, right? Someone once told me. And there you have it, from the book Kitchen Table Wisdom. Actually, great words, Douglas. I'm planning on doing that. And what were the words that I said? Don't even remember. Oh, about we're here to love each other. Yes, that's true. Absolutely. Maybe John Lennon had it right. All you need is love. Not that simple, but sometimes true. Well, love is the strongest force in the universe. Of course it is. There's nothing so powerful. If only you could love enough, you'd be the most powerful person in the world, said a very wise spiritual teacher. My organs were shutting down. I feel I had no choice. I'm not quite sure what that is. Why does depression use up at night? As I said before, it's the daily pattern of depression. And when I was going through my 9-month episode, I waited for those nights because then I could feel like a human being. No one really knows, but it does seem to be the daily rhythm of depression. Worse in the morning, better at night. Anyway, that gives you something to look forward to. That's how I survived. If I didn't have breaks from my agonizing pain, I couldn't have made it. But every evening, I could take a breath. How can depression affect your body? Well, when you're depressed, you're at greater risk for heart disease and for Alzheimer's. Yeah, that's right. It's the anniversary of John Lennon's assassination this week, December 8th. Oh my God. What a horrible... I was having a nervous breakdown that year in 1980, and it just made it absolutely worse. Oh my God. Yes. What a traumatic event. You know, they said in Time magazine it was even worse than the assassination of Kennedy because John Lennon was truly a world figure. You know, he lived 40 years, 1940 to 1980. He'd be 80 years old. I know a lot of people. I have a lot of friends born in 1980. 1940, they turned 80 this year. And that is how old John Lennon would have been. Very great loss to the world. I still think about it. Julia Gilbertson, the reason I stay alive is I don't want to hurt my husband. So yes, love is why we're here. Love is keeping me here when I'm desperate to escape my body. Well, good for you. You know, I have on my suicide prevention website, I have something called, let me see, maybe I'll even, I think I'll post a link if I can. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. So how do I get back here? We have to get the Safari first, right? Okay. And then there's live streaming, right? And so then I get over to a new thing here, and I go to mental health, and I go to my surviving suicidal pain, and then I go over here to the home page, and I go to reasons to stay alive. Okay, so if you go to this new website of mine, survivingsuicidalpain.com, home reasons to stay alive, you will learn why we sometimes and many times we stay alive for other people. So I completely agree with you, Julia. Other people are a good reason to keep on going. Ah, 96, thank you. 93 people, 96. Susan, a full-time career, support and stuck. My elderly dad still turns on me. Long story. Well, you're doing a good thing, and soon you will be released. Tony Issue, losing John Lynn was such a shock. I remember where I was and what I was doing. When I was told by a friend, I got mad because I thought he was joking. Wish he had been joking. Maria Louisa, nice to see you. I'm really struggling at the moment because I'm physically unwell and I have no idea what's wrong with me. I can't cope with that on top of bad mental health. It's really hard when you have mental health and physical health going south. You just got to hang in there. Have you talked to any physicians or maybe even naturopaths or anybody? Reach out, pray. You know, when nothing else works, I say pray. So here's my favorite prayer support. I give this number out almost every day. I mean every week. 1-816-969-2000. All right. Karen Smith, you want to be in the email address? That's great. On the email list, excuse me. James Hadaway, when someone enters your heart or psyche, it can alter your state of depression and perspective, and decisions made good or bad afterwards. Yes, we have to be very careful who we let in. Absolutely. My addiction can affect one negatively. Any addiction, from video gaming, overeating, shopping, smoking, sex, porn, etc. Absolutely. A lot of people in this culture are struggling with addiction. It's a tough road to be on. Merry Christmas. War is over. John Lennon. Absolutely. Kelly Burns. The purpose of life is to identify and master your life's most difficult challenge, and then you reach out, help, and support others with the same issue. That's a good definition. That's been my path, right? We're here to grow in love and wisdom, and sometimes that means we have to really master ourselves and overcome a lot. But you know, that's what this earth plane is for, to overcome. Pat Winter 20, depression and anxiety can really be helped with exercise. Your nervous system becomes depressed when you're sedentary, yet walk 45 minutes a day or run. BC, nice that you're giving out your email address. That's very nice. What is your first name when I mail you? Or is that possible to give out? And Brian Zimmerman, I haven't seen you here before. If you can say all will be well and accept that you can only control what your actions, it makes life easier. Absolutely. Michael Weber. Okay, what is Michael Weber asking here? Let me go. Hi, Doug. I have a very close soulmate person. But no, we're apart physically because of COVID. And now when I see photos from her, I start imagining her personally often. It has nothing to do with... I start imagining her personality. It has nothing to do with her in comparison when I remember her, or then we're talking in the video call. This wrong imagination kills me. How do I deal with it? I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. Yes, of course, when you see photos of your soulmate or your friend, you start imagining her. So I'm not quite sure what your question is. Well, it's 12:57. We have 3 more minutes. Any final words of inspiration or donations? That would be very nice. Depression makes me feel very existentially abandoned by God. Therapists look at me weird when I say this. Why should they? That's very common. You know, you kidding? Igmar Bergman. Look at all the great existential writers. No, you're feeling abandoned by God is very common when you're depressed. BC, I hope when the pandemic chills out, we can meet since you're not very far from me. That's a good idea. Max Carnes just got accepted into my preferred university. Congratulations. Should I stay on fluoxetine, Prozac when I start? It's, hey, that's for you to talk about with your counselor or your psychiatrist. Chom Choms, wow, thank you. Is that 4.20 euros? Yeah, it must be. And Pedar Shields, thank you again for your weekly donation. Much, much, much appreciated. Matt, if medication helps you, it's best to stay on it, in my opinion. I agree. But again, this is something he has to discuss with his doctor. Any advice for doing inner child work, remothering yourself? That's the name of the game. You should, what is it? Homecoming. John Bradshaw has the book on for nurturing the inner child. I know you can still get it. It was the #1 in the New York Times New York Times bestseller list. Oh, thank you, GPH. What does that stand for? Anyway, yes, for the inner child, get the book Homecoming. Yes, I've had to do that because I did not get the nurturing I needed as a child, and many of you did not, I know that. So, Bradshaw. Thank you, Danny, for your $5. And always nice to see you on the live chat. I've been on Prozac, Cymbalta, and Lexapro. None worked. Should I try another? Yeah, those are all SSRIs or SNRIs. Definitely you can go to another class. Talk to your doctor. There's a lot more out there. Oh, you go to DBSA groups? That's great. And Shirley, it would be great if you and VC could meet. My wife said she would leave me if I didn't stop singing songs by the Monkees. I didn't believe her, but then I saw her face. Of course, people don't know what that is until you know that I saw her face and now I'm a believer. It's a Monkees song. Thank you, Jason. I'm your generation or older, so I can get that. Madeline, can I do CBT with religion? Yes, they're complementary. They're not mutually exclusive. CBT just means, taking away the negative thinking. Religion means putting in the positive, so that's cool. Well, yeah, the Tom Jones joke, yes. Now that song is stuck in my head. Yes, it is. Well, thank you, GPH. One day we'll know your name, and it is 1 o'clock, and I have a meeting. So, you guys can chat for the next 10 minutes after I've gone. But gone meaning not left the earth, not yet anyway. But after the session, after my time in the session is over, but you guys are doing a really good job talking to you, supporting yourself, loving each other. The name of the game is support, mutual support. So, Peter is showing his email address again. Mike Weber, my question is that this imagination is wrong and not rational often. It's difficult for me to imagine it right way sometimes. How do I deal with that? I'm not quite sure what the wrong imagination is, but I would just say accept it and just focus on something else. Don't dwell on it. And again, talk to your doctor or therapist. Hope for Things 68 just gave his or her email address and £1.49 from Inspiring Words. Thank you, Janetta. Appreciate your support. Just, I think we already have your address, but I'll let people see it. Anyway, yes, epigenetics may help. That's right. You're not doomed by your parents' genetics. That's absolutely true. Thank you for bringing it up, Shirley Jones. We've got a lot of smart people here. Well, anyway, I'm a smart person, but I'm going to leave you to continue to support each other. What is next Sunday, the 13th? There's an important video conference I'm supposed to be on, so I don't know. I'll try to do both at the same time, but if not, I'll have Joan videotape it. In the meantime, have a great week, and until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Talk to you soon.